My bad on that. Hey, listen, let me run that back. For all the people who was clamoring for offensive minded head coaches, which I wouldn't mind if we had went that direction. For the people that did go defensive minded head coaches, Mike McDonald interviewed for the job in Tennessee, and we gave it to Callahan. And my is which one is the bigger mistake? Now we can put to bed about Vrabel, because there's a section of the Tennessee Titan fan base that wanted Vrabel to win just so they could come back and trash the Titan organization more. For those fans, you just need to pack up, move to the Northeast, get you a bigger bubble down jacket, and just become Patriot fans. For the ones on the other side is, which worse, like not being able to make a GM click and getting rid of Vrabel, and then him going to the Super Bowl his first year with the Patriots, or whiffing on Mike McDonald and signing Brian Callahan, and Mike McDonald in year 2 wins the Super Bowl. Which one's worse? Trading Ernest Jones away and Ernest Jones wins the Super Bowl. I think Ernest Jones had double-digit tackles in the Super Bowl. Like, he balled out this year. You just had to just sit in awe of former Titans playing in the Super Bowl, making plays. But I'm happy with the hires that we got with Robert Saleh going defensive minded, because you seen last night. Just think about the Final Four. The Broncos defense shut down the Patriots offense the way the Seattle did last night. They just didn't have Bo Nix. And on the other hand, the Patriots defense shut down the Broncos offense minus Bo Nix. Then you flip it around. The Rams defense is really good with a lot of young players, Jared Verse, Braden Fisk. And then you turn around and look at the Seahawks. Obviously, their defense, what they was able to do this year, man, Josh Jobe was balling last night. They was getting after the quarterback, only rushing 4. And Mike McDonald said it when it was just like Georgia playing Alabama in the SEC championship. If you can keep 2 high safeties and stop the run, like, things can get spicy with dialing up blitzes and making people wait for windows to come open that don't come open. What a game last night defensively from the Seahawks. And Cam is always first. Of all the people in the comments, he had the crystal ball, because he said it's going to be a defensive chess match. It's not going to be a lot of points. They're going to barely score. And somebody who is going to take care of the ball, who don't turn it over, is going to win. Cam literally said that. And I was thinking while I was putting that bed together, watching the Super Bowl, is defense won in this year's playoffs. You think about all the offensive minded teams, but it just really came down to defense and running the football. Something that I always preach. Mr. Bad Take. Yeah, I seen it, but we're gonna save that for one of the nice streams. Q in the building. Last 2 Super Bowls show the importance of winning the game in the trenches. Peace of Maine, I apologize. I'm sorry, Peace of Maine. I was on your train, and your boy Gonzo balled out, but man, Drake May, McDaniels in that offense just could not get going. They said, you had fun with it. Got to give up to the Seahawks. Payers. What else is bad? The 49ers watching a division rival win a Super Bowl in their stadium. Ooh wee. Niner fans, tell me how you feel, bro. If the Colts, Texans, or Jaguars won a championship in Nissan Stadium, we would lose our mind, bro. He's gonna cover that. Titans on the right path. Joe Blacko, talk to me. Like, people complain about the coaching hire, but Tennessee Titan is a blue collar, hard hat team. Defense, run the ball, play action, and that's what won last night. Sam Darnold, in the subtle plays that Sam Darnold made, was huge. Moving around in the pocket, avoiding sacks, and getting. He played like we used to Drake May playing, like avoiding the pressure and getting the ball out. Sam Darnold did what he had to do. I just needed like 23 more yards from him passing, and it would have made my night even more special. Right about everything, but Drake played bad. He missed like 5 easy big plays. He was throwing the ball so soft, like his shoulder was hurting. I mean, 7 Day. Everybody do me a favor and put the crystal ball in the chat for 7 Day. Clap it up. They said pregame that he had an injury that he was dealing with. And did you see how much he was getting hit? Will Campbell was getting shit on Sunday, and every time he dropped back, they was wringing his neck. So I mean, it wasn't as if he was playing with a clean pocket and just making mistakes. you expect him to make some of those plays, but he's a second year player in the Super Bowl getting hit on every drop back. And I'm talking about getting hit. Like, they was not prepared for the corner blitzes from Witherspoon, the loops, the stunts that was getting ran. His guys was blocking 5-on-4 and getting beat. So I mean, I can't even really just put it all on Drake for some. He didn't play well. He didn't play well in the round before against the Broncos. But maybe, just maybe, an elite defense like the Broncos or the Seahawks will give you trouble. Had no zip on his passes. He probably was hurt though. But I mean, even still, like, it's just like wear and tear on the game, bro. You start getting hit. That ball ain't coming out pretty when you start getting teed off on every time you drop back. They said off season time, you here for it? David Bailey. I'm not the highest fan on David Bailey like everybody else is. NFC been stronger than the AFC for a few years now. Shout out to them Bama boys, man. Jalen Milroe, Super Bowl champion, man. Didn't get it done at Bama, but got a championship, a Super Bowl in his first year. He really can put his feet up and just chase a check at this point. I put the blame on Drake, offensive line, and play calling. I'm going to say play calling, offensive line, and then Drake after that. You got a second-year player. You could not establish the run. You could not stop the run, and you could not protect. So at the end of the day, like, we can say Drake may. But if you got a second-year quarterback in the Super Bowl and you can't run the ball and you can't stop the run, and when your left tackle that you spend a top 5 pick on is getting destroyed with a 4-man rush, then, like, what do we expect from Drake May to do? It's not as if like the New England Patriot receivers is like Jay Jettis, you know, like Stephon Diggs is okay, he's good, but he's not like just finna dog and went put a game on his back. The Patriots would have had to be able to run the ball and play action. Defense ball, not gonna lie, they start getting demoralized by the third quarter, just holding down the fort. Yeah, they got overran. Yeah, I like Chris Brazel. Drake wasn't ready. He missed some throws. He needed to protect him better. I feel like we should have started Low over Will since we know he's been missing since the injury. I mean, it's my thing. Piece of man is like, you say Drake May, but I've been preaching this. When you got young quarterbacks, or if you got an experienced quarterback, it's sometimes against good teams where he needs to drop back 20 to 25 times and be precise. Play action. But when you can't run the ball, and they sitting 2 high safeties, and you don't know if the corner's coming, or if they dropping in the flats, or they running quarters, they running cover 3, they manned up, if they cross dog blitz, like they didn't know what was coming. To me, that's more on coaching than just saying Drake May. Because, you know, like if you can't block a 4-man rush and you can't stop the run, like Kenneth Walker won the MVP at halftime. Like they couldn't stop the run. Like outside of Drake May, they could not stop the run. And that's with no Charbonnet. That was just Kenneth Walker. That was just K9. He said we knew the pass was going to lose. The Vikings, they look dumb. Talk to me. They had Sam Darnold. They had Daniel Jones, and now they stuck with 9. They got 9 now. He says, yeah, Sam did a really good job managing the game, checking out of plays and running the ball when the blitz was too strong. But then with the shoulder injury, it's been getting worse every round. Didn't have him throwing the week leading up to the Super Bowl. He said Andrew Locke got one. Talk to me. TJ, what up? He said shot by Cam was first. He had to go to kick to get the stickers. The OC didn't do May any favors with the routes he was giving. Yeah, I mean, like, what do you do when a team is got your number? Like, you got to start screening it. You got to start dialing up some shots down the field to back them boys off. Like, you got to start getting some misdirection. You know what I'm saying? Like, something like, bro, I didn't see nothing from the Patriots that said we had some stuff we was going to dial up in case the offense looks slow. You know, like they look like they was running some pretty basic concepts. And I know Drake May didn't play well, but like that's when you got to scheme up their first script of plays to get the ball moving. You know, their first drive they was moving the ball, then they got a penalty, then a sack. He said Drake did hold the ball for too long, but he held the ball too long because people wasn't getting open. Like, you gotta think, Josh Jobe played lights out last night. Tariq Woolen, Devin Witherspoon, Emin Ward, Love, like the way they secondary is set up, everybody can man up and everybody can match up on anybody. Like they safeties, Love and Emin Ward can run with receivers, tight ends, and running backs. They cornerbacks is physical, and they're not finna get dunked on. They can play on the island with Woolen, Witherspoon, Joe. Like the way they play their defense, like they don't really have mismatches. So you expecting like Mac Hollins and Pop Douglas to dunk on them. Like honestly, like Diggs is like a good route runner, but like Diggs ain't the type that's finna just dunk. It wasn't nobody. Kayshawn Booty is really the person that would have had to have a big game, but then you expecting him to dunk on Spoon, and it just ain't happening. So like last night, they DBs played to their potential. You know, Tariq Woolen looked like Pro Bowl form, and Devin Witherspoon looked Pro Bowl form last night. Josh Jobe was everywhere. Love obviously was all over the place, and Emin Ward can play at the line of scrimmage, and he can play deep. So it's like they just was confusing them boys, and they was getting it. And once again, two high safeties, you can't run the ball, and they getting pressure with four. Like that's just getting your ass whooped. It's free agency time, man. Let's go. I'm ready to see who we get in free agency, but I'm really excited to see who to get his cornerbacks. Bro, you know the last time we had like Mac Bees and Logan Ryan, then we went and got Jack Rabbit. Man, ever since then, bro, like we really been in the wind about DBs. From Christian Fulton to Buster Skrine retiring to Elijah Molden, Kevin Byard leaving, got traded. Man, we just been having musical chairs. Caleb Farley never panning out. First round pick Caleb Farley. You know, like we ain't hit nothing in the DBs. Then the L'Jarius Sneed, Jarvis Brownlee, Edmonds when we got back from Kevin Byard. Bro, you just go down the line like at cornerback, we just ain't hit. I told people all week, it is always matchup. We run outside. It's always straight up the gut. And Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy down there run shot side with Henderson. And it said coach, we forced 4. It doesn't roll and couldn't score. If I was a defense, I'd be pissed. I mean, Gonzalez has played, bro. Like he him. You know, Gonzo healthy is him, bro. Like you really not getting nothing on Cuz. Like, and you know, Woodson was playing good. Like all y'all defense played. The offense just need to give them more of a break. That was a game where y'all needed like a big special teams play, like a return or something to help y'all out. I mean, y'all couldn't get across the 50. He said I do to see what the Seahawks will look like next season. I mean, Seahawks in a good position because Sam Darnold got a 3-year, $100 million deal with like $66 million guaranteed, and they got Milroe already. That's got a Super Bowl sitting there backup. I mean, next year you get back Charbonnet. K9 becomes a free agent, but if you let K9 walk, they can burn their first round. They're not like the Falcons who burned the first round pick on James Pierce Jr. and now he's in jail and you don't have a first round pick and you lost your first round pick from last year. You know, they can let K9 walk and take probably the second best running back in the draft if they wanted to. I mean, Tariq Woolen is out. I mean, if I'm the Seahawks, I go draft a replacement to Tariq Woolen. I go give me another cornerback and another running back. They got Arroyo from Miami last year. Barner is young. Gray Zabel, interior offensive line. Like, I don't see a position where this, like, Emin Warrior is a rookie. Spoon is young. JSN is young. Cooper Kupp probably leaves, but you got Shaheed and Horton already. Like, the Seahawks is set up. You know what I'm saying? Like, Seahawks is really set up. They really made the right moves. You see, y'all in the Raiders got the money to spend. We got the most money to spend, and that's before Snead and Ridley cut. Like, we probably gonna be looking at 115, 120 million. Imagine the Seahawks getting Caleb down. Stop the cap, bro. Wait. Hey, listen, TJ, man, we don't help these things out, man. They don't need no help. The Rams got 2 first-round picks. Like, them good teams don't need no more help, man. Like don't get him no Seahawks losing Kubiak. Yeah, they have to get an OC, but that's a very important thing when you got a defensive-minded head coach. But if they smart, they got somebody in the ranks that they just promote that's already like comfortable with the system. But they got that Super Bowl now, man. That's it. Like, you got a 4-year window when you start making moves to win a Super Bowl. They made their move and they won a Super Bowl. Like, at this point, it's just about like, you know, like adding to what they got to set themselves up for another run if they get a shot. You got what you needed now. You feel me? Like, I like smart organizations. Man, drop them crystal balls in the chat though. I gotta run one down, man. I gotta run one down. Drop them crystal balls in the chat. I gotta run one down, and then I'm gonna tell y'all about the new content that I'm about to work on for Black History Month. Appreciate everybody reacting and engaging to the stream. It's greatly appreciated. All right, I'm gonna talk about the new content and then I'm gonna double back. All right, some of y'all probably heard me tell the story that, like, I had wrote a book one time and it was on a laptop, and Best Buy could not get the hard drive, could not get the book off the hard drive when that laptop crashed, and I was dejected. Bro, I was like 6 chapters into writing this. I said I didn't have the energy to rewrite a book, but I'm gonna do it in video form. I seen something that inspired me. So this is how I want to do it. I'm going to start with my family history. Like, we have a book, a family history book that goes back to the plantation, like the first slave off the plantation, like directly 1850s, like 1860s. Like, so we got that. I'm going to go kind of give like my family history in sections. And for Black History Month, I'm going to do like everything up to like my parents. And then I'm going to start with my life. So like, I'm going to do my life in chapters once a month to kind of give y'all a little better window into like who I really am. Some of y'all been down 5-6 years in the shop, but truly they can't see like past what y'all see here. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of y'all been around the stories. Y'all kind of got a good understanding of who I am, but I think if I did it, it's some evergreen content. It's something that if I'm no longer here, that people could go back and see why I think about certain things a certain way. And I can really break it down section by section all the way up to the current. And then like once you put them all in one playlist, it can run back like a movie. And that would be more like an audio book than a book. And then if I like what I did, I'd go back and put it in a form or do something else, do some other content with it. But that's something that I want to do along with the mailbag, along with like the behind the scenes stuff, like the unboxings and stuff like that. He said, I've been slapping Seahawks fans in mud with DeVito. They don't even deserve to see Drake. Wow. That man's tight. All right, so getting back into the sports talk, man. Let me address something. Like, y'all know I put out the reel where I said I put "have a blessed day" when people make crazy comments. Well, I had somebody make a crazy comment, and like I guess the guy got triggered or whatever, and I had to. People that don't know me don't understand. Like, I be having fun, bro. I got thick skin. I do this because I enjoy it. It's a passion of mine. I love to do this. I love to debate. I don't need people to agree with me. I actually don't like when people agree with me a lot. All my homeboys, my brothers, everybody IRL know, like, we'll go back and forth about stuff. But what I'm not going to do is on the internet, when people make crazy comments, I just put "have a blessed day" because I really feel like it's really not worth my time to debate or argue with somebody on the internet who's strictly on the internet to argue with people. That is not my cup of tea. If we like building and having a conversation about something like piece of men. We going back and forth about the Patriots and Titans last year. They was 3-win teams. Like, we had fun with that. I was happy to see your team make a run, but for some reason, you get people on the internet that just want, they be miserable, they be depressed, and they get a kick out of arguing with people on the internet that do not know. I do not get a kick out of that. If you make a good point about something that's in disagreement to mine, I will respond to you. If you just make any kind of response. But Andrew, what up? I literally had somebody say you should trade Cam Ward and Will Levis. It's like, bro, have a blessed day. Why on earth would I have a conversation about trading Cam Ward and Will Levis? Like, what earthly sense would that make? Like, proof of concept is Malik Willis getting out from under Brian Callahan and the Tennessee Titans and having success and going to be one of the highest paid free agent QBs on the market sought after in Green Bay. Proof of concept is watching Sam Darnold post Jets in his career win a Super Bowl when he finally got to be around coaches like Kyle Shanahan, Kubiak, and McDonald. And he got it in front of good coaches. Coaching matters in the NFL. If you take talented players and you put them with a good coach in a good organization, they can win. But somehow this person commented believing the Titans should trade Cam Ward and Will Levis and go after Aaron Rodgers to rebuild the Tennessee Titans team. And the first thing they should do is spend money and resources on offensive line. It's like, bro, if it don't make sense, it like doesn't deserve a response. The Titans spent $80 million on Dan Moore. Scoro is a first round pick. Cushenberry's a $55 million center. Zeller had a $9 million 1 year deal to play right guard as a veteran. And JC Latham is a top 10 pick. I don't know where you could trade the first pick in the second round and the first overall pick to spend more capital on the offensive line. I don't know why you would want to get rid of young quarterbacks and go after a quarterback that's 43 years old, that's only coming back to play this year because he's reuniting with his old coach, which has been a dumpster fire because the Steelers still didn't win in the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers. And every Steeler fan probably wishes that they would have went with a young quarterback and went a different direction because they're going to have another year of trying to recreate old magic. And old magic is not working. You have to go young at some point. Unless you have Tom Brady coming to play for you and the Buccaneers and getting a whole bunch of Hall of Fame players to play with you. It's just not happening, bro. So that's why I don't respond to a lot of comments, because sometimes the comments is like, bro, if you commented trade Cam Ward and Will Levis and get Aaron Rodgers, like why does anybody take that serious and don't think that it's just not somebody trolling? You cannot get mad at my response if my response is no response to that. So that just furthers my point that some people just want to argue on the internet. But I will debate with you if you have like valid comments or a valid argument. I'm the person that says let's hear it. I'll hear you out. Then the person proceeds to tell me that they have more followers than me, as if having more followers means that if I say something stupid as fuck, that it makes it more valid. It doesn't. I can say the sky is green, not blue, and say I got more followers than you, so it makes it more valid. It doesn't. I don't think that Robert Saleh and then Brian Daboll being the OC who wanted to draft Cam Ward second would be in Nashville. And then two, free agents would have to want to come to Nashville. Like, I don't think Aaron Rodgers was wanting to come play for Brian Callahan last year. It wasn't Steelman, bro. Steelman was actually have some good content this week with Super Bowl Row, asking some good questions, putting some good stuff out. I'm convinced that Steelman know better, but just do it because he get clicks. But I still don't respect it. But this wasn't Steelman though, Dre Day. This is just somebody on my comments, and I just like, bro, like I'm the type of person that says like, hop in the Discord if you disagree. No, I'm not on my main page. I'm on my other page. Okay, so like you disingenuous. You don't want to interact from your page. You don't want to make content with a person that you disagree with or agree with. So you're just here to tell me about your page. Have a blessed day. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, come on, like this is sports talk, man. Like, I really still have to go back to the old school thing and say I gotta watch you dribble a basketball before I take your opinion serious. Appreciate that, Andrew. I got way more to put with it. Publish it and name who is Buddha, get extra sales. I don't do that though, bro, because like people have to realize like I want to engage people, and I like the Titan people that I all my Titan homeboys I agree and disagree with. Titans Idiot Nation, Sports Coliseum, Morocco, Firestone, Romeo's. Like I'm in a big group, a group chat of people that's like from TD to everybody is in there, like that debate and go back and forth about Titan stuff. But we all disagree, but it's respectfully. So it's like for me, if a person ain't trying to rock and trying to work, bro, I ain't be trying to hear all that. Like, because it's the same with the Madden situation. Like, as soon as Pinky did the tournament, now like everybody beefing. Like, bro, I don't have time for that. Like, that's not what I have time for in my life. I'm here to talk sports with y'all, chop it up, and I love to disagree with people, but it's like it's got to be valid. It's got to make sense. I'm just getting hit to show love, still pounding the table for Restrepo at slot. I'm gonna be honest, like once they cut Reed, you're gonna have DK, Aomana, and Strep. Strep is to futures. They needed like it's either Doubs or Alec Pierce, and then it's to the draft to get a dunker on the outside, and hopefully somebody like Malachi, like Zachariah Branch or somebody in the slot, a twitchy guy that could do something with it after the catch. I like Strip being being a solid little slot receiver, but they need somebody that can run after catch too. So I'm interested to see the direction that Daboll wants to go. But I mean, I'm gonna be real. If we get Zachariah Branch, I'm not really thinking about Strip. Or if they bring in Wan'Dale Robinson, so I'm not really thinking about Strip. But I do think Strip deserves to be on the roster above spending $4 million on Lockett, or even, I don't know, maybe Bryce Oliver or Van comes back next year as wide receiver 5 or 6. But I think you got to get one in free agency and one in the draft, or preferably 2 in the draft. But if you get 2 in the draft, they got to be solid. Like one of them's got to be a top 100 solid pick. It's got to be, because I want to see people grow with Cam. But I mean, I can't deny if you can get Doubs cheap, or you could get Alec Pierce, 40 catches, 1,000 yards, 6'3", 200 pounds. Like you can't turn your head away from having somebody with experience like that. TGG month. Y'all still got that snow? Drake didn't look as good. But I mean, like, they set 2 high safeties and stopped the run and got after him with 4. I mean, it really wasn't much. Either they dropping all coverage and nothing's open, and he holding the ball, and maybe he should have ran more. But it looked like he was beat up and started getting trigger happy because they was getting to him with 4. And when they were sending 5 or 6, they was immediately coming free. What'd you think about Daboll? He gets to coach the guy he wanted. Y'all leave Wan'Dale. Bro, you don't want us to get Kayvon Thibodeau. You don't want us to get Wan'Dale Robinson. Mont, how crazy is it coming into the season after draft night? Would you have thought that Daboll would be coaching the Titans offense? Denard would be coaching the Giants defense. Harbaugh would be coaching the Giants. And then and Robert Saleh would be the Titans head coach. There's no chance, I thought, opening night that would be a thing and a factor in Daboll coming to Nashville after he didn't get the Bills job to coach Josh Allen, is him getting the opportunity to coach Cam Ward like he wanted to. That's crazy, man. There's nobody that could tell me in their crystal ball that they saw that on their bingo card. No chance. No chance at all. Yo, Andre, what's good, my boy? How you feeling? Like, there's no chance that we could imagine that being a thing. He said, I'm not spending any draft pick on a slot. You stand on X. All right, so go real Tennessee. Let's say the Tennessee Titans got Alec Pierce in free agency, $18 million, $20 million a year to come play on the outside. And then you got you got Alec Pierce, Aomana, DK, Restrepo, and around pick around pick 100 with your extra draft picks, Zachariah Branch is sitting there in the fourth round, in bottom of the third round, fourth round. You can't tell me that. Like, the thing about Strep is like he can get open and catch, but the Titans are the worst screen team I've ever seen in the history of football. They need somebody that can catch those bubble screens and can make people miss. If you just do me a favor, go watch Zachariah Branch's tape. I've been telling people about him for a long time. Go watch his tape. Go watch his tape. Like a tough physical person that's gonna make people miss. Think about Strep. Is Strep gonna get open and catch the ball? I'd rather have Strep on the roster as wide receiver 5 or 6 than Bryce Oliver or Kinsey. But I mean, we need some dynamic players. X is not dynamic. Need to separate on offense. That's what Alec Pierce would be. Alec Pierce is a dunker, bro. 40 catches, 1,000 yards. Shout out to my boy Romel's. He the one that really got me to be a believer in Alec Pierce, because I wasn't a believer. I had to go watch the tape. But 40 catches, 1,000 yards, it means every time he catches the ball, he's dunking. But, you know, like I think the first pick is going to be an edge unless something crazy happen and Bain and Arvell Reese off the board. People say David Bailey. I'm not crazy about David Bailey like that. I don't know what they're going to do, but if they get a chance to shoot at a dunker like a Denzel Boston, Jacoby Lane, Chris Brazel, Malachi Fields, like Nick Harbor, I want to see how his stock changes after he runs the 40. Dude gonna be 6'5" and running 4.240. So I want to see how the board shakes out after the NFL Combine early on in that next month. That's what I want to see. What are the similar areas in solid defense to what we watched in the Seahawks? Physical can get after you at 4. Did you see how they was getting after Drake May with 4? Like, go look at the 49ers defense was supposed to be Bosa and old boy from Georgia, the top their first round draft pick they had. They got big physical edges. Like Robert Saleh's defense is gonna be 6'5", 6'6", like an athletic edge that can stand up, you know, like everybody kind of close to the line of scrimmage, you know what I'm saying? Like disguising, coverage, cover 3, you know, rolling people. Like being able to watching the Seahawks get after them with rushing 4 was crazy. And one thing about it is, like with Kevin Winston Jr., he'll be in that Emin Warrior role in the box, lined up. Like, go look at the stats on Emin Warrior playing in the box. He played in the box like 90% of the game, like around the line of scrimmage, and he can still track people deep, whether it's a running back, a tight end, or a wide receiver. So, like, just think about putting Kevin Winston in the Emin Warrior role and being able to get after people with 4 and just fly to the ball. How I feel about the Super Bowl, defense win championships, EJ. How was it watching Shaheed leave and get a ring? He said not familiar with him. Yeah, you bro, go on YouTube and type Zachariah Branch highlights. He's a Georgia wide receiver that's really twitchy. Like if you think about like a guy that when they catch the ball, they like a running back. Zachariah Branch is like world class champion track speed. Like a guy that could win the national championship running the 100 meters, but he's twitchy and physical. So like, just think of that wide receiver that's not gonna go get tackled by the first person when they catch it. Yeah, Branch can take a screen 80 yards, and he could do it breaking tackles. It's not just finesse. Most of Pierce catches is 20 plus yards reception. Seahawks basically ran cover 4 the whole time. But when they started sending corner blitzes and stuff, like I just knew they had him throw it off. TJ, what up? They only rushed 13% of the game. That's what I'm saying. But it's like when they did send somebody, they was there. And when they didn't, it just was disguising loops. And then the thing about it is like when you got 2 high safeties and you can't run the ball, like that's just blanket defense. That mean like you're not going to get a chance to really throw a shot. You're going to have to throw it into a window. You don't know who's dropping. And like Tariq Woolen is like 6'4", 6'5". You know what I'm saying? Like Emin Warrior is like 6'2", 6'3", and fast. You know, those guys are like bigger physical guys. And then you got Job and Witherspoon. Like it's really hard to get the ball in windows. Steelers need to draft talking about Jeremy Bernard from Alabama. Yeah, I'm happy for all the old Titans. I'm happy for Vrabel. Like Spillane played good. Jack Gibbons, Harold Landry, then obviously Ernest Jones at linebacker for Seattle. Like, I'm happy for the former Titans that got the ball. Yeah, Jeremy Bernard is nice, bro. Like, to me, Jeremy Bernard, it fits in that he fits in that AJ Brown, Debo Samuel type that's just like can line up in the backfield at running back, can go in the slot, can go outside. They have deceptive speed and strength and power. Just a football player, if that makes sense. The draft and combine is gonna be because like we got the AI from all the mock drafts we done all the way up until this point. Then when we get to that point, you're gonna have NFL combine. Then you're gonna have like everybody's grades is gonna change. Here's gonna be the guy with the short arms. He's going to be the guy with the record-breaking long arm. He's going to be the guy that ran a crazy 40 times. James Pierce Jr. ran a 4.4 edge rusher last year, and we knew he was going to go as a high draft pick. Unfortunately, what's played out with him since then, but you just think about how much the board is going to change based on the combine too. It's going to be interesting to see who rises and who falls. That's how the necessity. Ty Simpson is a good player. It's just I think he was beat up the last of the season, and with Trinidad Chambliss and Dante Moore going back to school, it opened the door for Ty Simpson. You know, like far as like who's coming out if people need a quarterback, and the quarterback market is awful. The quarterback free agent market, like because to get Mac Jones, you got to trade. To get Davis Mills, you got to trade. To get Kyler Murray, you got to trade. They're probably going to cut Kirk Cousins in Atlanta, but Kirk Cousins is going to be 40 years old by the time this season ends. And then you think about like the good, you know, Joe Milton, you had to trade for. You would have to trade to get any of the young quarterbacks outside of Malik Willis. You know, if you wanted Will Levis, you got to trade. Like Malik Willis is probably like the only. It's just not a lot. Daniel Jones probably won't be 100% to start the next season for the Colts. So like Anthony Richardson's last year is going to be there, and they got Riley Leonard. You know, like it's going to be kind of interesting to see what people do. Then it would have been even crazier if Aaron Rodgers would have retired if Mike McCarthy didn't go to Pittsburgh. May was seeing ghosts. Yeah, but they was Will Campbell was getting dunked on, bro. Leave my Steelers alone. We doing just fine. We ain't trying to hear all that nonsense. It's true though. I told you, VR. I said Aaron Rodgers is gonna come in there and ruin y'all, and he did just that. What's good though? VR was popping. My boy, I seen y'all in that tournament, man. I was lurking throughout the day. Which wide receiver do you like the most coming out the draft? I don't think that. Look, Cardinal Tate could be just like the rest of the Ohio State receivers, from Olave to Garrett Wilson, JSN. He could be. I think Jeremiah Smith is better than him, but Jeremiah Smith is not coming out this year. So like, if this was Jeremiah Smith and we had the 4th pick, I'd take it. I don't know if Cardinal Tate could be like Tetroa McMillan. But you know, if he's Emeka Egbuka, but you know, last time we took a receiver high like that was Corey Davis. So I don't know if the Titans feel strongly enough about Cardinal Tate. I think potential upside. I think like Jordan Tyson might have more upside, but I don't know if the Titans should pick a receiver at 4. So I'm thinking of like 2nd round, 3rd round receivers. I like Chris Brazel. I think he can really run routes. He's not like the other Tennessee receivers that just run streaks. I think I think he has a potential to be a George Pickens. You got Jacoby Lane, Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion, Zachariah Branch, Jeremy Bernard. It could be a lot of guys sitting around the bottom of the 1st, top of the 2nd. Do the Titans trade back if Arvell Reese and Ruben Bain are off the board? Do they stick and pick? Like I don't have a clue what the Titans thought process is. I've done a lot of mocks. I've looked at it. You know, I thought It's Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, and Makai Lemon are gonna go probably the first three guys, right? What if like let's say you didn't go edge and you wanted to go receiver? I would trade back and pick up. I don't think that there's gonna be a big difference between picking one of those three guys or the next three guys. So if I traded back and had two shots at it, and I got Chris Bell and Zachariah Branch, or I got Malachi Fields and Barry Brown, like however I did it, some of these guys at the Senior Bowl that showed improve, I would take two. That's if I struck out in free agency. But if they go land Romeo Doubs or Alec Pierce, the way they're gonna view receivers is gonna be completely different. So that's the interesting part about it is like what they do if Rick. Because last year you remember they signed Tyler Lockett the night before the draft, so it kind of changed the thought process on how they was gonna pick receiver. They did downgrade his charges. Man, must got that fire. Them in Atlanta BBLs got him thrown. He said I could go after who? Who's the analyst that kept mocking us to do an OT? That's another thing I'm talking about when some things just don't deserve a response. Like you just pick the right tackle as if like but what I'm saying is they've spent a lot of capital and draft picks on the O-line. I thought the O-line looked fine after the bye once they got Callahan out. He said, yeah, Daniel Jones had an Achilles and a broken first round pick. And so I think like having guys that are like Swiss Army knives on the edge that can stand up and run in coverage and can still come, can loop. Femi is a monster athlete, man. I think he's got a lot of upside, and he was really starting to come on before he got hurt in that Raiders game. So that's why I say, like, if you put a Reuben Bain opposite of him, like you got Jeffrey Simmons, you got T Sweat, you got Reuben Bain and Femi, or you got Arvell Reese and Femi. Like, bro, you could start doing a lot of different things with your defense. Like, I think they need their versatility. Also, we have to watch. Now, go back. Remember what I said in the beginning. Jalen Phillips, Kayvon Thibodeau, Adolfo Way, and Boy Mafe. I said, that was the four that I'd be trying to go after. And if you land one of those, how does the draft board look? Because, like, to me, Keldrick Falk remind me of Jalen Phillips. So if you get a chance to sign Jalen Phillips, how does that change? Like, I also want them to have guys. That's why I kind of like Reuben Bain, because I feel like you could line Reuben Bain up inside on third down. You could line up Jeffrey Simmons outside. I want guys that you could do this with. Like, when I look at the Niners, I look at the Seahawks, the Chiefs. Like, you could line up Chris Jones inside out. You know, like the Rams, you could line up Jared Verse wherever you want to line them up at. I like being able to move guys to where, like, offensive linemen is having to do this pre-snap. Like, you got a point, like, hey, bro, moving around. Like, that's what I like. 2 times, what up? He said, we bet the green to me always flickers. Anytime I'm watching the stream on the green, it always like it's going in and out. Like, the green be barring Wi-Fi. But I'm interested because I got my draft and off-season boards. I've been doing them since November. So there's new names that we haven't watched tape and watched film on in the shop. He said, who the prediction of next year's Super Bowl based on the logo? Man, we gotta wait till after the draft. We can't do early predictions. Like, once we do free agency and draft, then I can predict the Super Bowl. Cause like the Rams finna get 2 shots at first, the Cowboys get 2 shots at first, the Browns get 2 shots at first, the Jets get 2 shots at first. Like, it's some teams that's gonna get to really dynamically change. And I think with all these teams having multiple firsts and a lot of teams that don't have first round picks, I could expect to see some preseason some preseason trades. Like the Jets, the Jets won't be able to rely on picking Dante Moore or Mendoza. I think Mendoza goes to the Raiders. So if the Jets are sitting there too, they got 2 first round picks. Do they trade a second and get Kyler Murray, or trade a third or a fourth and try to get Mac Jones or somebody? Because I can't see Aaron Glenn putting his career on Justin Fields next year. It's gonna be interesting to see who makes some big moves. We're gonna have some blockbuster trades in the offseason. Think about last year. Sam Darnold won 14 games with the Vikings after Kirk Cousins won 14 games with the Vikings. When Kirk Cousins won 14 games with the Vikings, he lost to Daniel Jones and Brian Daboll. Saquon Barkley goes to the Eagles, wins the Super Bowl. Sam Darnold plays the Rams last year in the playoffs, sees ghosts. Rams lose to the Eagles. Eagles go on and win the Super Bowl. All of these things are connected. But pitcher in the offseason, Sam Darnold leaves, goes to the Seahawks. Daniel Jones goes to the Colts. Colts is 8-1, fall off the cliff when he got hurt, don't make the playoffs, trade their first round pick for Sauce Gardner. Seahawks let Lockett go. Lockett came to Tennessee. Seahawks let DK go in a trade. He goes to the Steelers. And then Geno Smith goes to the Raiders, signs a 2-year, $75 million deal. Cooper Kupp leaves the Rams, goes to the Seahawks. Tay Adams leaves and goes to the Rams. Then the Saints, going down in the first year, trade Shaheed to the Seahawks. And it's all these things crossed over. And then what do you have in the end? You have the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl and winning the war of shuffling your team, coaches, and players. You know what I'm saying? It's always something like that happens. The year before, it was the Giants owner saying, I hope this don't come back to bite us, with Saquon going to a division rival. And he goes and has one of the greatest running back years, probably the greatest running back year ever in the history of the NFL, on the Eagles and winning the Super Bowl. Just the same way as this year, the Vikings let Sam Darnold goes, and Sam Darnold goes on an incredible run and wins the Super Bowl. Whereas the Seahawks let Geno Smith go, let Pete Carroll go, let all the faces of their team, they let them all leave. And, they trade up and get Emmett Warren, and the rest is history of what they were able to do this season. It's just crazy. The Titans sent Ernest Jones back into the NFC West to Seattle. A lot of changing things went, just like Titans let go of Vrabel. Vrabel goes to Cleveland. He's behind Stefanski, helping him as an assistant, kind of official, unofficial. And then he winds up going back to New England and then bringing a whole slew of former Titans in, and get Stephon Diggs with the pink cocaine off the boat. And look where they're at. So it's same with the Broncos. Paid the Steelers to play Justin Fields. Let Jerry Jeudy go. Got rid of the people that were the face of their team and revamped it to go to an AFC title game. The same way as, you look back at what the Rams was able to do, winning the Super Bowl against the Bengals and then reshuffling after Aaron Donald retires, and now having Braden Fisk, Jared Verse, and Puka Nacua, letting go of Cooper Kupp and having Tay Adams. These teams are shuffling and moving their rosters around to stay relevant and stay good. Cardi D was only a promotion for Super Bowl. Yeah, for sure. Anybody could have seen that 2 times. He said Thibodeau and 2 future draft picks to Browns. Kayvon Thibodeau is not under contract. Kayvon Thibodeau is not under contract. Defense on go mode, chat. Don't hate. Barkley just hit the man cover jinx for this year's numbers. No, I think this year the Eagles' offense is pretty obvious. Kellen Moore went to the Saints. He like Kellen Moore found a way to run an offense where everybody got theirs. AJ, Devontae, and Saquon got theirs when Kellen Moore was calling. Coaching matters in the NFL. I don't know if people understand it or not, but coaching matters. Like if you got somebody that knows how to distribute the ball and get the ball to their playmakers and adjust good at halftime and set good game plans, it's a lot different. The Giants, y'all fine, bro. Y'all got a top draft pick. You're gonna have Jackson Dart back. You're gonna have Scatterbo back, Malik Neighbors back. Y'all gonna be straight. All right, y'all got any more questions? Hopefully my Amazon come. Should I unbox in a YouTube video or should I unbox it live on stream later tonight? Can you see Odell coming back to the Giants? Nah. I could have seen Odell joining one of these playoff teams on their run. Like Chiefs was down bad. I could have seen them doing it if they made the playoffs. Buffalo, I could have seen them picking up Odell. I could have seen Odell going back to the Rams down the stretch. But back to the Giants, nah. I don't see players like that being part of rebuilds. Like if he could kind of be in a role like Cooper Kupp was in Seattle, like JSN led the league in receiving. You got Rashid Shaheed, Ian Horton, AJ Barner, Arroyo, and 2 running backs. Like he's never gonna have to carry the load. You know, like in a game where Cooper Kupp get 4 or 5 catches, it looks like he got 10. Later tonight, you don't want me to record a YouTube video separately? I think I should record it separately as some extra YouTube content. For some reason, I like that better. Like I'm all about trying to get better at the offline content. Well, I'm telling y'all that putting that bunk bed together, like that shit broke me last night, bro. Hey, y'all know them little metal things you got to turn to go inside the bed to lock the metal dowels, them 6-inch screws, bro. My back was about to lock up. He say YouTube and Twitch for sure. Yeah, if I go live tonight to hop on Fallout, Fallout been fun. I kind of got an itch to play a little Madden since the Madden Bowl and Super Bowl over, but then I kind of stay on Fallout. RL, man. The 12. Man, congratulations to all the Seahawks fans on a job well done. Defense wins championships. And for all my Tennessee Titan fans that wanted us to get an offensive-minded coach, listen, you seen last night what happens with a good defensive-minded head coach that call plays and a good offensive coordinator that knows how to adjust could do. It could work wonders for your team. Just completely blanket another team, and then Seahawks ran the football. Sam Darnold still had 200 plus passing, even without JSN being on the field. Like Seahawks dominated that game. All right, man. God first in the chat, man. I appreciate everybody tapping in. We out. Hit that subscribe, like, comment, share. Tap into the daily uploads at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you missed the live streams, you got picture in picture. And if I don't get to any questions during the live streams or the pods, drop them in the comments. I'll make it part of the weekly mailbag. If you're following on the blue, smash those reactions. I know you're an OG. Hit that like, comment, share, tap into the daily content that is the shop. If you're new to the shop, you definitely should be tapped in on the green. No ads, up to 50 emotes free for just being a follower. You do not have to be a supporter to unlock picture in picture, late night streams. Follow us on Kick. We also live on Twitch. Look out for the drops, as well as if you have Amazon Prime, it's free 99 to sub to the channel once a month. Don't let Jeff Bezos stick that money back in his pocket. If you don't use it on the shop, use it on another content creator that you like. I still call it Twitter, but follow us on X. We tweet back. If you missed the daily shop talks, make sure you tap in for the late night cap on the purple and the green. The Discord is always open. Outside of subs, donos, and cash apps is also another way to support the content. That's by grabbing a trucker hat, a bandana, hoodies, the classic barbershop, Vibe Nation, right out of the official merch store on Tactic, formerly known as Geeks Unleashed. Code Buddha at checkout to get a discount.